snow this week's drought monitor that was released this past Thursday, and good news does look a little bit better here, especially across Nebraska, even Kansas also looking better. Take a closer look now at the state of Kansas, where the no drought category now stands roughly 30.5%, which is about a 3.5% improvement compared to last week. Meanwhile, abnormally dry right around 69.5%. Moderate drought now stands about 31.25%, about a 1.75% improvement compared to last week. Severe drought, there is none. Nice to see that improvement. There was some last week, so good to see that. Also, no extreme or exceptional drought across the state of Kansas. Moving up north to Nebraska, no drought now stands at roughly 6.14%. And again, that remains about the same compared to last week. That means the remaining roughly 94% of the state in the abnormally dry category. Moderate drought now stands at roughly 83.75%, which is roughly a 2% improvement compared to the week prior. Meanwhile, severe drought, this is nice to see, 47.5%, a 23.25% improvement compared to last week's report. So nice to see that. Also a slight improvement, roughly a 0.5% improvement in the extreme category, which now stands at roughly 8.3%. So still pretty dry, although we did lose a lot of that severe drought, especially across some of our south central areas. The December temperature outlook, that has been released, and of course we do have relatively average temperatures expected for pretty much all of Nebraska, a good chunk of Kansas as well. Looking across maybe western and some southern areas of Kansas, maybe running a little bit above that normal mark. Otherwise, precipitation totals for December looking pretty average really across Nebraska and in Kansas, and really much of the plains too. Next 3 months temperature wise, that was also released this past week. We're looking at relatively average temperatures for all of Kansas and almost all of Nebraska, maybe the extreme northern part there, maybe it looks a little bit below normal. Those temperatures they could beat the next 3 months. And likewise, next 3 months for precipitation looks pretty normal, with the exception of maybe some slightly dry conditions across southwestern Kansas. Your Grow Almanac here for the week ahead. Normally a high around 46, normal low stands right around 24. The week ahead average high actually running a little bit cooler, 41, and the average low running a little colder as well at 22. So here is your week ahead. Temperatures kind of bounce around, some days in the 30s, some days in the 40s. We could have a couple of precipitation chances on top of that too. Possible snow chances maybe Sunday night into Monday. To keep an eye on that. Also watching that Wednesday night into Thanksgiving morning time frame for possibly a little bit more light snow. Shouldn't be all that much though. Speaking of snow, that kind of does tie into our proverb this week. There will be as many snowstorms during the season as there are days remaining in the month after the time of the first snow. So if it does snow this week, I guess keep this in mind, as it may be a key indicator as to how many snows you actually might get this year. Well, that is a look at your Grow Weather Report. Stay tuned next week when once again it'll be time to grow.
Nebraska badly needs more veterinarians. Now the first class on campus in Lincoln of a new program, and we'll meet them coming up.